Alright guys, I wanted to make a video of this test review. That way you had a video of literally me going through pretty much every question that you'll see on the test. So, let's start with number 1. It says find the slope of the line passing through the following points. Well, we have an x and a y. We can call that x1, y1, and then we have an x2 and a y2. So our slope formula is always y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So then we're going to put negative 8 minus 6 divided by negative 3 minus negative 3. Negative 8 minus 6, that gives us negative 14. Negative 3 minus 3, that's going to become plus. So negative 3 plus 3 is 0. Well, we can't divide by 0, so what we called this was undefined. So the slope is an undefined slope. And notice that it's undefined because the x value is the same, which makes it a vertical line. All right, letter B. So letter B, again, same idea. So 2 minus negative 3 is our two y's. And then negative 5 minus positive 5, so that's 2 plus 3 would give us 5. Negative 5 minus 5 is negative 10. We can reduce this because 2 comes out of both of these things. Or not 2, sorry, 5 comes out of both of these things. So that's 1 over negative 2. Next we have a table. So for a table, still have y's and x's, so we can go 5 minus 5 over 0 minus negative 3. That gives us 0 over positive 3, right, because this is plus, which 0 divided by anything is just 0. So that gives us our slope. And so I used a y2 and a y1, an x2 and an x1. Okay. For the next one, still in a table, so y2 I'm going to say is 1, y1 I'm going to say is 5, so 1 minus 5, divided by x2, which is 2, minus x1, which is 1. So 1 minus 5 is negative 4, 2 minus 1 is 1, so then the slope would be negative 4. Next, it says identify the slope and the x and y intercepts as points. Well, the y-intercept is on the y-axis. The x-intercept is on the x-axis. So our x-intercept is going to be negative 4, 0, because that's the point. We're going left 4. And then our y-intercept is going to be 0 in the x direction and 2 in the y direction. Next, we can find the slope by just counting. So if we count, I'm going to go from my y-intercept up and then to the right. So this is up 1 because 2 to 3 is 1. This is 0 at the origin, so 0 to 2 is plus 2. So plus 1 plus 2. So the rise was positive 1, the run was 2. For this next one, this is a special case, right? This is an undefined slope because it's a vertical line. Our x-intercept, where it crosses the x-axis, is 3, 0. We don't have a y-intercept because this graph never crosses the y-intercept, so we can just say none. All right? So for the next section, we have number 4. It says graph the lines of the following equations, then identify whether the function is increasing, decreasing, or neither. So whenever I graph, I find the y-intercept first. In this case, it's 1, so we graph that point, 0, 1. And then I always follow the slope, which is up 1 to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and all you need is 2 points to graph, so I'm going to graph it from there. And then our graph should look something like this. So then is this increasing, decreasing, or neither? Well, if we're going up from left to right, then we are increasing because it's a positive slope. Next one, we have y equals 3. So y equals 3 is special. It's telling us that our y value is 3 all the time. So that gives us a horizontal line. Okay, and then this is neither increasing nor decreasing because the slope is 0. Okay, and then for the last one here, this one we're going to have to solve for y. So if we're solving for y, we need to divide everything by 2. That gives us y is equal to negative 3/2 x plus 2. So our y-intercept is positive 2. We're going to follow the slope, so down 3, 1, 2, 3, to the right 2, puts us here. And then, again, only need 2 points to graph a line. So we graph this line just like this. And then is this increasing, decreasing, or neither? Well, this is specifically decreasing because the slope is negative. Alrighty, so for the next one, it says 5, graph the following function and identify the x and y intercepts and the slope. So for these types of questions, we have options, okay? I'm going to just graph this in standard form because it's already in standard form, so let's just find the intercepts. Well, if we want to find the x-intercept, that's where 0 is equal to y. So we're going to go 3x minus 2 times 0 is equal to 12. So that's 3x minus 0 is equal to 12. So then we divide 12 by 3. You get x is equal to 4. So the x-intercept would be 4, 0, and then we can graph that. And then we'll do the y-intercept. Well, the y-intercept occurs when x is equal to 0. So we're going to go 3 times 0 minus 2y is equal to 12. So that's 0 minus 2y is equal to 12. So then we divide each side by negative 2, and you get y is equal to negative 6. So we get 0, negative 6 for the y-intercept. And then we can graph from one point to the other, like so. And then if we graphed it well, we should just be able to count the slope. So it looks like there's a point right here. So we're going up 1, 2, 3, to the right 2. So that's positive 3, positive 2. So the slope would be 3 halves. Okay. You could also count from one intercept to the other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 6 and 4. Well, 6 over 4, when you reduce it by 2, is going to become 3 halves. Okay. So if you don't think you graphed it well, just go from one intercept to the next and count that slope. Number 6 says, write the equation, negative 2x plus 5y equals 40, in slope-intercept form, and then graph it. All right? So the first thing we have to do is isolate y. That's going to get us in slope-intercept form. So we add 2x to both sides. You get 5y is equal to 2x plus 40. And now we're going to divide everything by 5. So every single term, that's going to give us y is equal to 2/5 x plus 8. All right, and then that's our slope-intercept form. And now we know how to graph slope-intercept form, right? We go positive 8, and then we follow the slope. Up 2, to the right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puts us here. Or you could go down 2, 1, 2, to the left 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, puts us right there. And so then our graph looks something like this. Boom. Okay. And then the last type of question that you'll see on the test, guys, is a word problem like this. So it says Josh buys t-shirts for $3 each and shorts for $10 each. He spends a total of $60. This can be represented by the equation. 3x plus 10y is equal to 60. What does x stand for in this equation? Well, because it's being multiplied by 3, that would be the number of shirts sold. What does the y value stand for? Well, 10 is the shorts, and 10 is being multiplied by y, so that would be the number of shorts sold. If Josh only bought t-shirts, how many could he buy? So that's assuming that we sold 0 shorts. So if we sold 0 shorts, we're going to plug in 0 for y. So it's 3x plus 10 times 0 equals 60. So then that's going to become 0. So it's 3x is equal to 60. So we divide each side by 3, and you get x is equal to 20 shirts. Okay. If he only bought shorts, how many could he buy? Well, that's assuming that he bought 0 shirts, so we would plug 0 in for x. We would say 3 times 0 plus 10. Y is equal to 60, so that's 0. So 10y is equal to 60. Divide each side by 10, you get y is equal to 6. And that's specifically talking about shorts. And then the last question is, if Josh bought 10 t-shirts, how many shorts could he buy? Now, we have options. We could graph this, right? We could go 20 shirts, which 20 is on the x-axis. 6 shorts, which would be on the y-axis, and we could draw the line connecting them. And then it says if he bought 10 t-shirts, we go to 10, we find where it hits, and that would be 3 shorts. Or you could do it mathematically. So Josh bought 10 t-shirts, so that means 3 times 10 plus 10y is equal to 60, because we want to know shorts, so y is our variable that we're solving for. So 30 plus 10y is equal to 60. Subtract 30 from each side, we get 10y is equal to 30. Divide each side by 10, and you get y is equal to 3 shorts. Okay, so you could do it graphically, you could do it mathematically. I like mathematical because sometimes we can graph a little sloppy and not get the right answer. But I hope this video is helpful if you're struggling on any questions on the review. And as always, if you guys have questions, please message me on Canvas. All right, there's those stations posted and there's an extra review, couple questions posted. Do those to get those extra practices in, and then check your answers with the key. I hope you guys have a great day, and good luck on the test.